everyone, Retro Gamer Girl here. So today I wanted to cover the PlayStation Classic and go over some talking points that I think is really important. A lot of you have reached out in the comment section on my other videos regarding the PS Classic and what I think of it. Personally, I really like it, and I want to ask the question, what are you buying it for? Now, there are a lot of people that are buying it just to test and hack it and, you know, pull it apart. There are other people that are buying it that might be collectors of PlayStation stuff. They want to have everything PlayStation, and you know, grabbing the Mini is just one of those things to add to their PlayStation collection, and they're going to enjoy it. And then you've got, you know, other people that are going to be buying it, which is going to be for a gift, or people that don't really collect video games but remember having that PS1 as a kid and wanting to relive those memories with their family, their kids, spending time with friends, especially over this coming Christmas period. So, you know, if you're buying it for those reasons, and you're going to be entertained no matter what. And I just want to start with that. Now, definitely over the last week, I've read a lot of blogs, I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube, unboxings, people talking about the Classic. It's definitely been in the news a lot, and people have certain gripes with it. Now, it is based off the original PS1 that was released in Japan on the 3rd of December 1994. I can see both sides, that people want the analog controller, but as a collector and someone that loves the original PlayStation, I actually personally would have been a little bit disappointed if when this was released, it did have those controllers. You know, I think the original Mini or Classic, whatever, you know, the other ones that have been before it from Nintendo, they all ended up being based on that original model. And I think that that's really important. Some of the other people have said that they've got gripes with it being bare bones, particularly in the menu system. I have no issue with that menu system. I loved hearing that PlayStation sound initially pop up. I liked going through the carousel. I liked the colors. It reminds me of everything of when I was a kid with the memory card area. So yes, it is basic in that area, but for me, it doesn't bother me. So I know that the games are in there. I feel that it's easy to read and it's very easy to navigate. The other aspect that people didn't like is the one save. Now, again, I'm not going to have two saves going at any given time for bigger games that take a lot of hours, like Metal Gear Solid or Wild Arms, Final Fantasy, just to name a few. I'm actually going to be using it for one save, for one game, whether I'm sharing it with my partner or not, in that particular time. If someone else comes over and wants to play it, we'll just pick up my save. It's been something that doesn't quite bother me, but a lot of people have had some gripes about that too. So now, let's get into, is this actually value for money? A lot of people have said, no, it's not. This is better value. Or, you know, wait until you're able to hack it and replace games or add games. So I've just done some numbers, and I want to go through this based on the Australian market. Now, for us, a lot of games aren't they are expensive. They're not cheap. Unless you're going to find them in op shops, or get a friend trade you, or you buy bulk lots, these games aren't very, they're hard to come by, sometimes in excellent condition, complete with box and manual. It depends what sort of condition you're after items as well. So I've done some numbers based on an average price. I'm going to do some pop-ups now of all of those listings, and let's get through it. Now, I wouldn't normally use a piece of paper in front of me, but there's a lot to cover with this. The PS Classic was launched in Australia at the buy price AUD of $149. Now divide that by the 20 games, it ends up being $7.45 per game. That's not bad, because that's just per game and it doesn't even count the hardware yet. Now let's go through each of the games. Battle Arena Toshinden is $40 Australian plus post. Final Fantasy VII is $50 plus post, but it can go up to $110. Intelligent Cube, I could only find a Japanese and US version on Australian eBay, and when I looked at it, it could range from anywhere between $10 and $70. Jumping Flash was $50 to $99. Metal Gear Solid is $50 to $120. Mr. Driller is $85 to $120. Ridge Racer Type 4 is $50 for PAL, $20 to $40 for NTSC-J. Then we've got Resident Evil Director's Cut. Now, to find this in good condition is exceptionally hard. That is $70 plus here in Australia. Revelations Persona, $150 for the NTSC American. The Japanese version appeared to be about $35. Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, $40. Tekken 3, $50, and that's probably for the basic, probably pretty wrecked Tekken in Australia. They all get played to death and are pretty scratched up, all the ones I've come across. Wild Arms, between $60 and $80. Cool Borders 2, $15. Destruction Derby, $25. Grand Theft Auto, $35. Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, $40 plus, and that's like at the basic. I have seen that game go for quite a lot. Rayman, $20 plus post. We've got Syphon Filter, $20 plus post. Now this was actually an auction. I couldn't find Syphon Filter 1 as a buy it now. So I would say it's going to definitely go over $20 for that game. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six is between $15 to $20. Twisted Metal is $20 only for the disc. Now I think that that would obviously go for well over $40. So if you do the math and we average it out a bit, we're looking at about $950 or $900 plus just for these games. And that's not to mention that you actually need to buy yourself a PS1 first. Now, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes it's really hard, especially if you do want to find the original PS1. A lot of the lasers by now have pretty much, they do die. But you're also buying a console that comes with 12 months warranty from whichever retailer that you end up buying it from. If you buy a secondhand PS1 like this one right here on eBay, you're probably going to buy it from a seller that has no returns accepted, and or they're going to give you a 30-day return. So you still don't know whether it's going to work or not, remembering that these are obviously 24 years old. Depending on which model you buy, they're, you know, they're old consoles now, they're retro consoles. So all in all, that is a lot of money for games based on what value you get for $149. There are games on there that I feel that you will get a lot of entertainment from and totally enjoy. So is the PS Classic worth the money? And I definitely think it is. Doing the math on those games, it's crazy to think if you were going to start off collecting, buying these games individually, you're obviously going to have to mod chip your PS1 anyway to be able to play these games, the NTSC ones, because as I said, some of them weren't available for sale. And you know, I just think it's great value for money, and people keep saying that it's not, and it is. It is for if you're going to use it to have fun with your friends and family and you want to have a PlayStation in your house. Now, there is one thing that I will confirm. I was able to get into the menu, and what I did was I changed the game Destruction Derby. Now, you will know from all of my other PlayStation videos that Destruction Derby is one of my favorite games. And as you can see from this clip, the game plays so much better with being changed to NTSC. It was a lot easier to control the car, it was a lot faster, and as I grew up with the PlayStation 1 and Destruction Derby was one of my favorite games, to be honest, I didn't bat an eyelid with the speed of it to begin with, but after watching this back, it definitely does make a vast difference. So if you can do that and you want to do that small change, then definitely there are videos online where you are able to make some changes to your PS Classic. Now, I'm personally very happy with mine. I hope if you've got any other questions, please hit the comment section below. I definitely think that the PS Classic is worth it based on the Australian market and what the cost of games are. But until next time, I'll talk to you later.